Okay, um, this will be one of the Taiji Ramblings videos, I suppose. Specifically, I'm making this video for Reed. He is almost through the 24 and is anxious to move on to the 48 and wants to know the differences between 24 and 48. So I'll go over the first half of the 48 and the 24 side by side, sort of, so you can see what the differences are. Okay, so here we go. So right off the bat, the opening of the form. In fact, I also want to point out a few of the variations in the 24 and variations in the 48, so that you are aware of them. In case you find some other video, you wonder who's right. Pretty much they're all right. So, starting off with the 24 opening, not everyone will step out. It's more of a traditional Chen thing. A lot of Hunyuan stylists will come out into their hip width stance, nice and relaxed. They may even do a Wuji stance for a moment before they go right into their opening. Okay. Either way, I prefer the separation that the step makes. Instead of just stepping up, I could be talking to my friends here and then suddenly I start doing a form. Whereas here, I step up, toes are turned out, I deliberately sink, relax, and step. To me, that is a more distinct beginning to the form and a separation from everyday life and practicing the form. So that's why I do that. But again, you won't see everyone doing that. For the opening of the 24, the Qi movement, if you are affiliated at all with Master Jiang Xuexin of San Francisco or any of his students, his distant students, his disciples, including the St. Louis school, that's probably what you learned for an opening. If you are training with one of the disciples that is freshly out of China or still in China, then more than likely they don't step out. They may or may not do this initial wave, and they will do something more like this. Okay. That's not wrong either. Grandmaster Feng did the opening for the 24 in that same way. So it's perfectly fine. Master Jiang had his own interpretation that he got the okay to do it from Grandmaster Feng. So the founder says it's okay, it's okay. So moving on from there, everything from the end of the opening. Oh, I almost forgot. This is about the 48 as well. So 48 opening. Generally not a step out, although I do it. Okay. Still a little bit of a wave. But most people you see should be doing an opening like this. Very simple. One of the earlier openings. There could be many variations. Some people might use the same opening they use for the 24. But just be aware that that's how I learned it from Grandmaster Feng. That's how I teach it. No, I was not a direct student, but I learned the 48 from Grandmaster Feng in a seminar, a workshop in Finland in 2000. I'd already been learning it from my direct teacher, Sifu Herb Perrin, but I finished the last two sections and went through the entire form over a week-long workshop with Grandmaster Feng. So I do it the way he did it. So moving on, after that opening, everything is the same through here in the 24 and the 48. There may be very minor details that are different, but all of this is the same. Sometimes you'll see someone come over here and they just turn in the 48, sometimes also in the 24. The way I was taught was for the 24 was to come here and turn. Okay? I was taught with the 48 just to come through and turn. You don't actually move that left foot. Whereas with this one, you have the opportunity to move the left, move the right. And that's the way I do the 24. 48, straight on through. This is the same. Now, here are some differences in Buddha's Warrior Attendant Pounds and Mortar. Okay, the 24 can be done like this. The 24 can also be done with the weight back, doing an S curve here and forward. Okay. Both are correct. And 48 form, generally speaking, you're going to see this bigger, more open version. Grandmaster Feng really emphasizes the big. It's 1, 2. So you'll see all of those variations. Again, I actually do the S curve, which from the side you'll see my weight is back. I'm coming up in an S curve, out, back. Okay. That's a little more difficult for beginners, so even in the 24, I tend to teach this version. Okay? So, moving on, we're here. The 24, you might see a little sneak step here. Up, center, out. And then this will all be the same. 48, you'll probably not see any of this. You'll see straight up center line and step out with the left. Then it's the same. Circle, open. Some people don't adjust the right foot. I do. I adjust the right foot in. I adjust the left foot out. Other people don't adjust either foot at all. They will actually do the next posture forward. Okay? Here, then forward. Sorry. So it's almost straightforward. It's just barely at an angle. They're not wrong. I learned to open this foot up and do it a little bit more to the side. Okay? 48 does it more to the side. To save my knees, when I'm coming in, I adjust my right toe in. I sit back, adjust my left. Wrist catch, tongue, lift. Okay? From here, cross, elbow sinks. It's the same in the 48. I have seen more of a Laoja version of that. That's someone that's a personal take on it. That's not how it's done in Hunyuan. It's here. Hand is lower here. Laoja tends to be up here. Xinjia is down here. And this is where we do it. Okay? Both 48 and 24. Circle. These are the same. both forms, 24 and 48. Do all of that same, okay? The difference happens here. 24 has the Taiji symbol here. It also, the way I learned it, has these movements, okay? That is a signature movement of Chen Chao Kuei, and it comes through to us through Master Zhang Xuexing. Okay, other style or other schools, they just do 2 double opens here, and they skip that motion. They go right into here and follow through into single whip. The 48 does exactly that. It's just here. In fact, a variation of the 48 generally just does double opens, but a variation of the 48 is diagonal, then double, and then straight into it. Okay. 48 and 24 are the same here. Nothing different. Same here. And here we get into a difference again. First the 24, we step up even, open, close, step forward, big open, close, step up to white crane. Okay. 48 draws back, opens up the left toe, steps through, steps up, draws up the left foot, step out, and then no extra circles, just bow the arm, step up to white crane. Okay. Now we get into an area that has a lot of variation. So 24, we're in our white crane. We do this for walk obliquely and twist step. All the way through. Big, nice Taiji symbol there. Okay. There may be variations from here. There were variations that had us step back. And then on through, just like the rest of the 24, except for one thing at the end of that. The rest of walk obliquely and twist step. We also have done a variation on this, and it looks almost the same, but you'll notice a little bit of a difference just in the timing. Okay. Now the 48, generally speaking, uses a live step. Not always. Sometimes it's just an opening and a circle. Sometimes it also doesn't have the step up here. It's just 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then you'll see everything from the Taiji symbol to a little figure 8 here to a big figure 8. Any of those can appear in the 48. They probably can appear in the 24 as well, but generally speaking, the 24 you'll see Taiji symbol. Okay. Moving on. This will be the same in both forms. All the way through, lift hands and raise knee, and into wade forward and twist step. I'm going to turn around so you can see this. 24, we come down. You may or may not see the wrist catch. Sometimes it's just here, and then one up, one down, one up, one down, one up, one down, hook. Okay. But with the, again, the Zhang Cui Xin version is to come here, open, wrist catch, then into one up, one down. Okay. 48 comes up to the same posture, but it's just a close, open, one up, one down, one up, one down, one up, one down. So it's a little simpler, okay? So back in context, I'll do the 24 version. And here we go to front page. Anybody that has seen Taiji magazine with Grandmaster Feng on the front, one of the times he was in this posture. That's why we call it front page. It's the same in both forms. All of this is the same. There's a slight difference here. 24, we step out, we sink, relax, and punch. 48, the way I learned it was separate, step, and punch. It's all one motion. A little more difficult on the timing, but that's it. Back to the 24, we wrist catch, small catch, and you'll see it with and without the wrist catch. Then here you'll see shift, turn, and pung up, shift, and sweep. But you'll also see turning with the weight on the leg, on the foot. Okay. Okay. And then we go into this whole sequence. And from there we go into lean with back. Okay. The 48 doesn't do it that way. We finish our punch, we close, we open, we make fists, relax, 1, 2, turn the toe in, 3, draw the foot in, 4, 5, and lean with back. So it skips all of that other stuff. Okay. From here, they are the same. 5 turns of the waist. Green dragon comes out of water. 3, 4, 5. You'll sometimes see a variation that goes more like this. 2, 3, 4, 5. Been a long time since I've done that variation, but that's essentially it. From here, it's the same. Both 24 and 48, no variation. Okay, now here is one small change, or one small difference. The 24 comes up this way, pulling and pushing. 48 comes across. Okay. You'll sometimes just see people go straight into this movement, but you'll see in both 24 and 48 there will sometimes be a circle. I like that circle, so I do it. And that. Now 24, hand will be flat. 48, hand is vertical. That's the only difference in step back and whirl arms, other than the number. Let a couple cars go by here. Generally speaking, when you're working inside, you do 3. When you're outside, you do 5. And if it's a long form like the 83, you do 5 inside and 7 outside. So be aware of that. You may see 3 or 5. So this is 1. Doing the 48 version, palm vertical. Again, also stepping at angle. And there's 3. If you did 5, it would just be the same. There's nothing different. You do more times. Okay. 24, both hands circle together. We wrap, we press elbow and chop. 48 version can be a little different, doesn't have to be. It will be 1 circle here, wrap, grab, press, chop. Okay? Thrust under and chop to get to the second side. That side's the same. 24, usually we leave the hands open as we draw back. 48, we grab and pull down. There's more of a distinct sigh movement here. Okay? Then, this is the same. Also done quickly. Okay? Open up. Moving on. You'll see 2 variations here. Like this, in the 24. For white snake. Okay? White snake sticks out tongue. But you'll also see step up, step out. And you'll see that same variation in the 48. So no differences between the forms there. No differences in flash the back. No differences here. Although you will see some variation in both 24 and 48, mostly 24, where people will kind of choke up on this one. Okay? Instead of this big, nice, open movement. Punch hits the ground is the same in both forms. Elbow through heart. The only difference there is that after the elbow, some versions of the 24 will come down to a wrist catch before they step up with this big back fist. Not all. That's more of a Zhang Xuexing version again. Okay? So, step up. And this is where they totally converge. Okay? We're basically at the end of the 24. 24, we're going to step down and go into another thrust under and chop and into a punch. And 48, we're going to do double raised foot. That was pathetic, but you got the point. So, those are the differences between the 24 and the 48 up to the point where they completely converge and diverge. And, wow. Okay, let me say that again. Those are the differences between the 24 and the 48 plus variations for both from the beginning up to the point where the 24 ends and the 48 continues on. So I hope that answers some questions. Feel free to comment. It's always welcome, even if it's negative. I prefer they aren't negative, but if that's what you have, then I'll take it. For now, have a good day.